Good evening, Lisa.
Good evening, Andrew.
I've been coughing.
Yes, we'll be having a coughing
Having a
competition.
good old cough.
You missed a coughing competition. Wasn't
Right.
it exciting?
Are you being served new look? The final episode of season 3.
Yes.
And it's another Michael Knowles job.
It is, yes.
I have to say, this felt like more a collection of scenes than an
Yeah.
actual story.
Yeah, there's no real continuing storyline. It's vignettes, they call them, don't they?
But we start off, Mr. Mash has removed the centre display stand.
Yes. And they've put a fountain
And
there.
it's got a fountain, which has actually got a fish in it, apparently.
Apparently.
Yes. And it runs off of a pipe
Yes.
that's, I mean, God knows where it's...
Probably going
plumbed
into the
in.
gentleman's toilets or something. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
plumbed in or just, like, stuck on a
But
tap.
there's this pipe all the way across the floor. It does remind me of the old Hartnell TARDIS.
All
Because
right,
you used to see in the Hartnell console, you'd see this great big cable going across the floor in some of the photographs. And isn't it that story about Terry Malloy when he gets shot?
Oh yeah,
in the Attack of the Cybermen?
Because there were cables on the floor. Can you fall and die and lay over the cable? And he's like,
Well, I'm not 9 foot tall.
yeah,
Yes. But it's raining outside,
yes,
and Mr. Humphreys comes in wearing a shower cap.
yeah, and his coat with his collar all turned up.
Apparently he came on the bus.
Yes,
And he's got a wedding to go to.
He has,
His friend Roger.
his friend Roger's getting married.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's going to be best man.
Yes.
But Mr. Lucas keeps on standing on the pipe, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
Yeah, it actually reminded me. I was trying to think what it reminded me of. I think my parents had.
What?
It was a fountain, and it was like the kind of thing, and it had a pipe, and it literally, if you stood on the hose pipe, it would stop because it stops the flow of water getting through. So yeah, it reminds me of that. That was outside though, not inside.
Okay. Well, this is like Mr. Rumball's idea.
Yeah, and then somebody says it's Captain Peacock's
Yeah,
idea.
it's not
Everybody's
entirely
claiming
clear.
the idea.
But they get the red carpet out to cover most of the pipe.
Cover the pipe. When the Queen might
Yeah, if
wants
the
to pop
Queen,
in.
the Queen's gonna pop in to buy some wife fronts for Prince Philip.
She wouldn't buy a wife. She don't carry any money. She'd get a minion to do it.
Not
Not a little yellow minion.
Is it Mr. Humphrey says it must be lovely being a queen?
Yes.
But people keep on wanting to go to the loo,
Yes,
don't they?
because
when
the
they-
water keeps,
is it-
because the
is-
tinkling of the water.
As it fluffs up and
yeah,
down.
and the actual thing, makes the water go.
But yeah, Captain Peacock's a bit late in. He came in a taxi,
Yes.
not on the tube.
Because the tube wasn't working.
And Mrs. Slocum is in purple and lilac hair today.
Yes.
Isn't she?
Well, it's sort of purple, isn't it? So.
But-
It's almost UFO purple. Thinking
Oh
about
yeah.
it.
I'm trying to imagine Mrs. Slocum on Moonbase with like silver, mini skirt or something like that.
It's not going to work, is it?
No.
No.
Apparently tonight is suggestion box night though, so they're going to
Okay.
get the box out after hours and have a look and see what's in it. Do you have a suggestion box? Did you ever have
we
one?
do have a suggestion box.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever really been emptied.
So,
There's really no.
is it just bunged up
we
with
do
like fag
sometimes.
ends?
No, we do open it up to see what's in there, and one of the suggestions was that we got new toilets that went back in the box.
Okay.
That wasn't gonna happen.
But Mrs. Slocum's pussy got soaking wet apparently.
Yes, it had to be dried in front of the fire.
Now Rose goes out when it's
She
raining.
does go out. Rose goes out, and then when she comes back in, you have to dry the kitchen roll.
Yeah.
But she doesn't stand still while you dry her, so you have to follow her around the living room trying
Well,
to
you
dry
sort of
her.
rub her back and she like slides underneath it.
Yeah.
I don't know how she manages it. Like she's very pliable.
She is.
But yeah, Mrs. Slocum wants to go. The fish in the fountain, at least one of them's like lying on its back for a few minutes, but
Yes.
then it gets better and goes and hides.
It does, yes.
But yeah, Captain Peacock says it's all a matter of self-control, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
But Mr. Lucas wants to go, and he won't let Mr. Lucas go till Mr. Granger comes in.
yeah.
So to give Mr. Lucas the chance to go to the toilet, Mr. Humphreys keeps putting his foot on the
And it,
pipe, so it just goes that, and Captain Peacock has to go.
Felix Bones comes in.
Yes.
And he has a word with Captain
Yes.
Peacock.
And he wants to
and
go.
he wants to go as well. And Mr. Humphreys immediately follows him. This is quite interesting because Felix I can't remember what episode it's in, but he plays Gay Gordon in Porridge.
In Porridge,
and
yeah.
so it's interesting that Mr. Humphreys
But he
immediately wants to follow him.
He does a great thing where Mr. Humphreys goes to walk after him, gets the stairs, gets called back, and does that sort of 3-point turn and comes back. He doesn't turn. He literally sort of swivels on his heel, doesn't he?
But yeah, Mrs. Slocum's been with a gentleman friend who offered her a nightcap.
Yes. Well, no, he offered to because it was raining, so he offered to drive her home and sent some port and lemons down the bar.
Port and lemon.
That's such a 70s drink.
Do you have port and lemon?
I have never had port and lemon. It looks disgusting.
Mm.
But so he sent some drinks down and smiled at her, and he offered her a ride home.
Yeah.
So she says he helps her get off the stool because she's probably stuck up on a high stool, not being able to get down, and takes her out, to his car, and holds his coat over her head. And Miss Brown says, "Is that because he didn't like your face?" He's like, "No, to stop my hair getting wet." And she says that he drives her, but he doesn't drive her home. He drives her to his house.
Yeah.
And offers her a nightcap.
And a nightshirt to go with it, or a nightie.
Yes.
Yeah. Now apparently, Mr. Humphreys was going to go in the Royal Marines.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was turned down because he had flat feet.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Granger finally turns up and he says that this fountain thing is a monstrosity and a damn stupid idea. I like the way everybody's got an excuse for why they're late as well. None of them are particularly convincing.
No.
But apparently Mr. Granger's alarm
didn't go off.
Failed to go off.
Yes.
But Mr. Mash, not only has he installed the fountain, he's got another display
he comes
thing.
and brings a display.
It's the cami shirt.
Yeah, for Mr. Granger's department, the men's department.
And this is to prevent excess rise of shirt tails.
Yes. I don't quite understand. So it's just a really long shirt tail then, is it?
Well, I couldn't help thinking there's a Goon Show episode, Tales of Men's Shirts.
Okay.
Which I can't remember much about, but I think it's to do with exploding shirt tails or something like that.
Yeah, like you do.
But now what is it? It sort of rides up at the back, doesn't it, in this sort of wobbly fashion.
But it's attached to the model's wearing the shirt and a pair of boxer shorts.
Drawers, yeah.
And when the shirt rides up, the boxers fall down, and you've got a very red bottom.
I was going to say it's like a sort of monkey, isn't it?
It's like one of those baboons that shows its bottom off to people.
Yes, but they're sort of spotty, aren't they? I'm trying to remember now what they were.
They're red, like red and white spots, like Dick Whittington's handkerchief, I think.
But the suggestions box meeting will be after hours in our own time, but nobody's got the key to it.
No. So we then cut to you've missed a little bit out. There's a bit where Mr. Mash takes the thing off to be mended.
Yes.
And Mr. Slocum calls him over and says that Captain Pickles told you not to be on the floor after the bell's gone.
Yeah.
And I am adding my voice to this, and he says, "I have only one thing to say." And he starts it off,
presses
and
the
pants fall down.
and he shows the arse off.
Yes. And she's like, "Oh."
But a bit later, after hours, no key. Mr. Granger's asleep.
It takes Mr. Rumbold ages to come because he's looking for the aspirin.
Yeah.
And the suggestion box.
And the key.
And the box.
All right.
The box first.
But the box is on the table. Yeah. Captain Peacock's already got it. But they sort of tried banging it to open it, and that doesn't work. But Miss Brahms manages to slip it open.
She does it with a hairpin.
Yeah.
Which I'm not convinced you can actually do.
And Mr. Lucas says about her chastity belt.
Yeah, he said, I wouldn't like to leave her. Yeah. Well, she would be in the Crusades. If he'd gone off to fight in the Crusades, he wouldn't like to leave her with a chastity belt because she'd have it off before he got to Dover. And then she says, I'll have it back on again when you came back. So.
But there's a pork pie inside.
There's a pork pie,
so there's another pork pie reference.
Yeah.
Because it was in Mr. Granger's drawer the other week, wasn't it?
A bus ticket.
Yeah.
A drawing of a Toby jug that looks like Mr. Rumbold.
Mr. Rumbold.
A rude suggestion that is...
An unsigned one which is physically impossible about what to do with the box. But Mr. Granger suggested the floor should be entirely menswear.
Yes. Mrs. Slocum says it should be entirely women's wear.
But neither of those are going to come off. There's a poem in Mr. Lucas's handwriting, which is a bit saucy.
Yes.
But now, is this actually a suggestion, or do they just get onto it? I can't remember about how they should have that sort of Bieber look.
No,
Great
it's
Gatsby.
because there are no proper suggestions in the suggestion box. Mr. Rumbold asks if anybody's got a suggestion. And Mrs. Slocum says
Mrs. Slocum,
they should
isn't it?
be
Yes,
more
that's
up to date
Yeah.
because they're sort of stuck in the arc.
Well, I don't see that 1920s is that up to date.
No, but it might have been quite popular in the 70s again. Because there's the film The Great Gatsby with Robert Redford.
Right. But yeah, they want a feel of the 20s,
Yes.
don't
And apparently Bieber's got a feel of the 20s.
Yeah.
And Bieber was quite a sort of a fashionable shop at that point. I think it's probably more to do with the clothes and less to do with the actual architecture.
Okay. But yeah, 1920s frocks, feathers and beads and potted palms, concealed lighting. But all of this sounds a bit expensive to Mr. Rumbold. And, what was it? Mr. Humphrey said the best they'll probably end up with is a jar of daffodils and a nightlight.
Yes.
But maybe some music, like sort of Al Jolson or something like that. And then it's just the way that Mr. Granger just comes out with, I can mend your umbrella.
Yes.
And you don't know what the hell he's on about at first. But they go into a little routine of any umbrellas, and you really like that bit, didn't
well,
you?
I like it because they all get all of the men's department. So you've got Mr. Granger, Mr. Humphreys, and Mr. Lucas. They all get involved, and they're all singing, and it's just really silly. It's another one of those really silly moments.
But yeah, but there is the suggestion that they have a recorded voice.
Yes. Doing a sort of announcement.
Saying "Bing, knickers are down today," or "Bong," and then sort of special offers. Now they do suggest some possible voices for this, which includes Gordon Honeycomb, ex of who will go on to do Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World, or Richard Baker, ex of Mary Mungo and Midge.
Yes.
Apparently he's got lovely eyes, Richard Baker.
And Mr. Humphries takes more notice when he's reading the news.
Yeah. But of course this is going to cost money to get professionals in.
Yes.
But there might be a small fee
for a member of staff.
Now, let's just talk about this a minute. You've done in-store
announcements,
haven't you?
Yes.
And this is the thing. You've got experience of doing it anyway.
Yeah.
So I think I've heard you do it, and I have to say you're quite good.
Okay, thank you.
Because I turn up about just before 7 o'clock, and you're still working at that point on a Friday.
Yeah.
And I've occasionally heard you.
Yes, it's always hot food. I did a lot of hot food once today. There was a lot of stuff left over.
Yeah.
So every so often the person on the hot food counter would phone up and say, "Can you do me a tanner? I've got this, and this." You'd be like, oh.
And because I edit and produce the podcast, I'm quite attuned to how people's announcement voices are. And I have to say, you're one of the best ones.
Okay, thank you.
And other people I sometimes wince at.
Yes.
So have you actually had any formal training in how to do announcement? No. So they just expect you to do them?
They just do it. They go, you press that button.
And you say something.
And it's actually, particularly as well, we've because they've recently moved where the tannoy was, the old one stopped working, so they've got a new one. So basically now it's and first of all there was a few problems with the volume on it. It would be too loud, or not loud enough, depending on where you had your positioned yourself. Because I was conscious that it was a bit loud, so I leant a bit away from it. Oh God, that's not loud enough. I had to lean in a bit more. So it's quite difficult to get it just the right volume.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, when we record, the machinery we've got automatically adjusts.
Yeah, this one doesn't.
The levels anyway. I've got it set up like that. So I'm just amazed that nobody's ever actually formally trained anyone.
Basically, we say to people, and we've got this now.
That's incredible.
We've just had a new person step up to do what they call a runner, which is like they do announcements and get stuff for people. And they've basically just said to press that red button
and say something.
And you have to say if it's a colleague or a customer announcement.
Yeah.
And then you say what you say. And I've done several today, and I, for some reason, couldn't say the word chicken or pepper. But you just have to power through it. You don't stop.
No.
You just I restarted what I was saying and just carried on. So no, you get no training. And it's a bit scary the first time you hear yourself echoing around the shop.
That's the thing.
You have to get used to the fact that you can hear yourself.
Because who was it you had recorded a few months ago? Len, what's his face?
Oh, Len Good. That was for Sport Relief, and it was really annoying. Cause
it was edited really weird.
Yeah. They've actually stopped the recorded ones at the moment. I don't quite know what's going on. But yeah, it would stop really quickly.
The first time I heard it, I said to you, well, he's clearly saying another bit of a sentence after this, and they've just cut it off halfway through.
Yeah.
So whether he didn't record it right or they just cut it down,
it was too long.
But it was so obvious to me how badly edited it was.
Yeah. And also, we have various announcements. As I say, we haven't had any for a while, but there's one when we have a wine offer, and they have 25% off.
Right.
And nobody likes who's doing it, because I don't know whether they've it's the person who's doing it has got a very low voice.
Yeah.
And it's just at that threshold that's slightly uncomfortable. But I also wonder as well whether it's been artificially lowered a bit, because it doesn't sound quite right.
Does he sound like he's like sidled up to you and whispering?
Yeah, it's literally, if you're down an aisle and you hear it, it's like he's behind you.
You go, who's that?
Yeah,
who's that?
Doing it in your ear, and it's a bit creepy, to be honest.
Okay, anyway.
Yes. Got off the subject.
Yeah, anyway, next day, everybody comes in trying to speak very clearly.
Yes.
There's Mr. Granger saying, hello, Mr. Mash.
Good morning, Mr. Mash.
Mr. Humphries has got a load of marbles in his mouth, although he appears to have lost one.
He's lost one. He had 4 and now he's only got 3.
Mrs. Slocum comes in going, Mommy, moo, Mommy. And is it Mr. Lucas, he's going about how he's a pheasant plucker.
I'm not a pheasant plucker, I'm a pheasant plucker's
his
mate.
Yeah. But then we were in Mr. Rumbold's office, and this confused the hell out of me.
Yes.
Because you've got Miss Thorpe, who we've seen in at least 2 other episodes at this point, and she's introduced as my new secretary.
Yeah, it's like they've completely forgotten that they've already introduced her.
Well, I was trying to look up the recording dates for these last few episodes of this season. Whether the recording dates are all to cock, I don't know. But yeah, Miss Thorpe isn't new.
No,
she's been
there for ages.
In fact, she's been like one of the longest running secretaries actually
she's been
at this
there
point.
From
halfway through the season.
For a couple of stories.
Yeah. Oh no,
Because
she's done a few.
She's there in Shoulder to Shoulder, isn't she?
Yeah, she's
the story before.
She's done at least 2 more. Yeah.
Maybe they flip the episodes.
I don't know. But Captain Peacock immediately sidles over to her.
It's because she said she was followed by a strange man, and you wonder if the strange man is Captain Peacock.
Yeah, because she's got the microphone.
Yes.
And he's trying to get as close as he can to her. But yeah, everybody sort of records their voice.
Yeah.
Captain Peacock seems to take several hours over it. I think it's more to do with standing next to Miss Thorpe.
Possibly, yeah.
Do you find all that a bit...
It's a bit creepy.
It's a bit uncomfortable, isn't it?
This day and age, all this leering at women and their parts.
Their parts.
Their lady parts. It's a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that now. I mean, if that was me, I'd be backing away, and you'd be, because I don't like people standing that close to me. And people do it all the time at work. They lean into it. Like, step back. My space. Yeah.
But Mr. Humphries has got his wedding outfit on. He's
really
well...
Cut now to later in the day.
He's got his, like, full suit and hat.
Yes, his morning suit and his top hat. And,
what is it? He sort of sees himself and he goes, mirror, mirror on the wall, you cannot see the join at all. Referring to his
hair, yeah.
Because
he's now got more hair.
We've said about this, that when we watched these very early episodes, his hair was completely different to...
Yes, it's receding a
little bit, to how it is now.
Yes. By this point, he's got an Ernie Wise job, hasn't he?
Yeah, okay. But yeah, enter young Mr. Grace, claiming that everybody's all done very well.
As per normal.
And he's listened to them all, and there's only one voice that he liked, and surprise, surprise, it was his own voice.
It's his. Yes. And then they play this thing where he reels off this huge list of things that are on sale, and you lose I lost track halfway through.
Well, that's the thing. The whole point about these announcements is that they should be short and snappy.
Yes.
Get the point across, and then shut up.
Yeah.
This just drones on forever.
For ages, yeah. And then it plays some 20s music.
Then we get the music, and then suddenly everybody starts to have a dance,
Yes.
doesn't they?
Yes, and I think also this whole thing of Mr. Humphries is going to a wedding is all just leading up to this part, isn't it? It's all leading up to have him dressed in a morning suit,
Dancing about.
so he can do the dance like sort of Fred
Because
Astaire
it's
or
like
whatever.
the lift girl comes down,
Yeah.
and then one of these background ladies, who we assume is from the ladies' department that we've talked about before, that just occasionally just does some stuff
Stuff
in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two and Mr. Humphries have a bit of a dance. Young Mr. Grace does that knees thing
Yes.
where he holds his kneecaps and
And just sort of moves his
wibbles
hands.
his hands about. And yeah, as you said, it's just an excuse to piddle about for
Yeah.
the last 2 minutes.
I think by this point they've obviously discovered that Mr. Humphries is quite a popular character.
Yeah,
So they're now doing stuff just to showcase John Inman.
yeah. And then the weirdest thing of all, which really stuck out for me,
Yeah.
is that you don't get "you have been watching."
No?
You just get you get a roller credit thing going. So just all the
I think
names
you do
go.
get you have been watching, but
Yeah,
you've
but
got
you
a
don't.
roller
What I
credit.
mean is
you
you
don't get
the
the names over
individual
each table,
shots.
no.
Yeah.
No.
Whereas up to this point, you've
Yeah.
always had an individual shot
And you
of a
will
person.
again. It's
Yeah,
just
and
for this one
it's
story.
very, very strange.
Yes, it does stick
and,
out
and
quite a lot.
off-putting. But I guess it's because they're still doing the dancing thing at this point.
So you can't just cut to one person.
No,
You've got to show
stay
everybody.
on the dance, and it's really rather odd. But that's the end of season 3.
Yes.
Apart from,
Yes.
we're going to go into a Christmas special.
Yes.
for the-
Christmas in October.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, this is October.
Yes,
yeah,
this is October.
But
I
yeah,
mean, for us, it's Christmas in October for us,
Right,
not
got
for
it.
people on television. It was shown in December originally.
okay. But yeah, because this is packaged as part of the season 3
Yeah.
DVD set, we'll do the Christmas special as well.
Yes.
And that'll be the final thing.
Yes. And then we need to dig out series 4.
And it's just over there.
I know it's over there, but you've got to
Can
put all the
see it.
DVDs away.
So there you go.
Yes.
Bit of a weird one, I think,
Yes.
this one.
Yes. Not the best, but
As I said, things like just basic continuity seem to have gone out the window. And it's not really a story, is it? It's
No.
just
series of sketches.
10 minutes here and 10 minutes there and 10 minutes doing something else. As though it's like 3 sort of half-developed ideas all sort of bundled together.
Let's just all of these things in one story and get them out.
It's almost as though there's some stuff that we had and we'd just use this episode to mop it up for this season. So that it could well be something like that. Okay, but
Right.
not bad, not awful, but
No, but not the best.
not the best.
No.
Okay, well, say good night then. See you again soon.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.